GTA 6 is the most important thing in the universe, and as is the humble Indian man intrigued while standing in front of his greatest predator, which is a train, by the way, if you did not know. I too am intrigued to know more about the great possibilities that GTA 6 will give us. The price may be bad, the paywall may be even worse, and a lot of people's attitudes towards this game needs a little bit of an adjustment, but it's still gonna be big, and everyone's still interested in buying it anyway.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is finally less like Bigfoot in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and more like Bigfoot in Grand Theft Auto 5 and online. That is to say, actually there. Rockstar has dropped a mountain of new GTA 6 media, and we're using our eagle eyes, or at least our bird eyes, to hunt down what we can. Hi folks, it's Falcon. Join the 1% Club and get the Falcon Show exclusively every weekend. Today on Game Ranks, 25 new gameplay details we found in GTA 6.
Oh, let's
Starting
go.
off at number 25, the game may be split up into chapters Red Dead style. Rockstar hasn't.
This has already been confirmed, by the way. It is gonna be split up into chapters, which is strange, I would say, because chapters are time skips effectively. Something happens, a time skip happens, and you kind of get introduced to the details what happened. A time skip of a chapter can be days, weeks, or even years, by the way, in some situations.
Said a lot about GTA 6, so just about anything they do confirm directly or indirectly feels like a huge deal. And on the official website for the Ultimate Edition, they straight up say there will be chapters, which is, if you played Red Dead Redemption 2, how that worked. The line specifically says Ultimate Edition bonuses are threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's story, with new items uncovered behind each chapter. Now, it's possible it may be more of a San Andreas situation where the game's kind of split up into unofficial chapters without title cards or anything in between.
Yeah, that also could be technically what it's referring to, but let's be real, it's probably chapters.
The major segments. But frankly, all of the modern hardware that we're going to see GTA on doesn't have the kind of limitations San Andreas does, so if they're voluntarily splitting up into chapters, they could do it that way, or they could do it with cards, I don't know. However this game does intend to do it, I'll expect it'll probably follow a similar formula where you spend a lot of time in one specific city or area of Leonida before moving on. Tried and true.
Oh, and by the way, pretty much all GTA games have been split into chapters. Vice City, for example, how you start off separated from the rest of the world and then everything slowly unlocks. That's chapters also.
Element of open world games. It gives you the full tour of the environment and makes it so you're not forced into long drives between each mission. Not a mind-blowing reveal or anything, but an interesting one that could possibly suggest the game shares a little more DNA with Red Dead than GTA 5 does, perhaps. I don't know. At number 24, Lucia and Jason probably have different equipment. Some of the Ultimate Edition weapon descriptions are pretty interesting, but they imply our two protagonists might have access to different weapons. Like, Jason apparently has a Girardi ES9, while Lucia has a closed K17, or the Hawk and Little Morgan revolvers, which appear to be different from each other, although those could just be unique skins on the same gun. Still, I wouldn't put it.
Probably unique skins on the same gun, but one thing that is for sure Rockstar is definitely trying to make it that you either have to play each character separately or whatever, because a lot of people are not gonna choose to play Lucia, obviously. But they kind of need to incentivize people to do so. So different guns is gonna be it. And if they put the best gun on Lucia, people are gonna be very mad about that.
Past Rockstar to give each character their own selection of weapons. It would certainly help each character feel more unique and stand out to give players a reason to switch between them if their weapon set is different enough. Then again, it could be what the characters start with, you know, their own specific weapons, but you could eventually use everything. That's a possibility, but who knows? And number 23, we know safe houses return. The Ultimate Edition makes it 100% clear there will be safe houses in GTA 6. The Ultimate Edition site specifically calls one Jason's Safe House when mentioning some exclusive vehicles that show up there. It's not like we weren't expecting one of the more common elements of the GTA series to return, but it's been 13 years since Grand Theft Auto 5. You really just don't know anything. I am expecting a lot of usual things to appear at these places: TV, computer.
I think viable properties are also going to be a thing that we potentially get. Very likely, in fact, obviously.
Maybe even video games that you can play. Like, there was a console that you could see on TV in the second trailer, and it may be these places are significantly more interactive than they've ever been before. And number 22, there will be kayaking. This is one of those things strongly implied with some previous screenshots, but the Ultimate Edition 100% confirms kayaking is in, because one of the things you get for Jason's Safe House is a kayak. What purpose it serves and what you can actually do with it, I do not know. I feel like it would be kind
Probably kayaking minigames, which sound actually pretty cool.
of a slow and boring vehicle to use to get around the Keys. I don't know. But hey, maybe you can hit Whitewater Rapids and Mount Kalagan National Park or something. There's potential to do something.
There's probably going to be, obviously, there's going to be a bunch of mini games where you get to experience, new characters that you didn't see previously and whatnot. And, they're just secluded to that mini game. That's probably most likely how it's going to be. And kayaking is just a completely new type of activity that you can do.
Interesting with this. Or it could just be the water equivalent of a bike. There's a comment a couple of days.
Listen, what's going to be the best game ever made? The one that has rollerblading. That's right, the true sport of sports.
Ago about how I leave in stumbles like that to avoid people calling my voice AI, and it's kinda that. It's also just that I think perfect is less interesting. A little bit of a tangent, but let's get back to Grand Theft Auto. And number 21 is vehicle customization. Another major feature of the Ultimate Edition 100% confirmed is there will be vehicle customization in the main game. It's a feature mostly found in...
And the best one is probably same way that clothing and tattoos are going to be logged by the Deluxe Edition paywall to get the best ones.
GTA Online with the last game, but it looks like they're going all in on this one, despite some of these features apparently being locked behind the additional $20 charge up from the hefty $80 price tag. That ain't great, but I have to imagine there will be some vehicle customization stuff in the standard games. Gotta give you a little taste, get you hooked on the sauce. The Ultimate Edition, though, gets 2 extra ones called Ride Out Customs and One-Eyed Willies that sound like the latter might be off-road stuff to me. I don't know. Hopefully it's just a ton of customization shops. It doesn't even really matter. But if it's possible, not necessarily likely, but at least possible, the Ultimate Edition stuff is all we get, and you have to wait for GTA 6 Online to get full access to the customization suite. I don't know. I hope that's not how it is, but anything is possible. We live in a profit-driven world. And number 20, this game could have weapon loadouts, a major gameplay change that seems to be hiding in the fine print. In the description for the 67 Vapid Dominator buggy, they mention the Paradise Garage in Watson Bay, which features a weapon locker. Might not sound like a big deal, but keep in mind every other previous GTA game, you never needed a weapon locker. You absolutely did not need a weapon locker in GTA 5. Every gun was accessible from the weapon wheel at any time, so if...
Yeah, but the weapon wheel is nice and all of the guns being accessible, but I would actually like the picking and choosing aspect. I in general enjoy pick and choose aspects of games. Depends on each person though. You may actually maybe hate it, but I am a fan of it and I would enjoy it.
There is a weapon locker. That implies you do not have all the game's guns on you at all times. I think that's a sentence I managed to string together. Don't know why it was so difficult for me to do, but you know. Anyway, it implies that there will be loadouts to take with you. That lines up with the other things we have learned about the game, like how it's possible to swap out weapons at vehicles, and that would also line up with the possibility that each character has access to their own set of weapons. It's also possible that these weapon lockers are just for storing other stuff like ammo, like if you lose ones after you get wasted or busted by the police or something. Personally, I'm leaning towards them going with a more limited weapon system to put this game more in line with Red Dead. But again, as with anything with this game, we're still in an anything is possible situation. And number 19, there will be character customization. Here's a feature that's very explicitly in the game, character customization. It was always pretty obvious you could at least change each character's clothing, but with the Ultimate Edition reveal, they've made it clear you could change clothes, hairstyles, facial hair for Jason, and makeup and nails for Lucia. There's also tattoos, possibly even accessories like earrings and jewelry. At this point, I don't think we'll be able to go whole hog San Andreas style and like make the characters buff or skinny or something like that, but maybe they're just holding back.
Wait, didn't they actually confirm that you're gonna be able to do that in GTA 6? I'm pretty sure I remember that being confirmed, or am I just making it up?
On that, I mean, it'd be cool. Possibility's pretty unlikely. Maybe if it was just one character, they might, but with that many customization options, seems like it'd be a big technical.
That does not seem like a technical limitation at all, honestly, because well, you can just make the clothes fit the body depending on the body type and the clothes adjust. I think that's in line with technology.
Problem. There's already like a lot here that makes these two look wildly different, so I think that's probably enough. And number 18, vehicles can come packed with weapons. In the description for the Shih Tzu Squallow, Rockstar mentions that it comes ready with explosives-laden weapons crates. Maybe they got their grammar wrong and meant the weapons crate is in a Washington Beach safe house or something, not the boat. But this is a boat we're talking about. There could be room for a weapon crate there. That'd be something new for the series, a vehicle that comes packed with weapons that you can access. Another hint that possibly the game's going to have full-on loadouts, in my opinion. You just don't carry everything at all times. And number 17, garages, safe houses, and the like will have the weapons lockers. We've said a lot about the possibility of loadouts, so I won't belabor the point here, but the fact that multiple garages seem to have weapon lockers is another strong clue for the Red Dead-like weapon system. GTA Online had weapon lockers in the garages, but they were for backing up your stuff so it doesn't get lost. I personally don't expect this single-player game to be that punishing when it comes to weapon loss, but who knows? Maybe you do actually need to be careful with your guns. I don't know. And number 16, raiding gang compounds is a new feature. This is a big one revealed with the Ultimate Edition. Apparently, there will be gang compounds that you can raid to collect special items and distinct contraband, according to Rockstar's website. Could be creative wording, but to call the stuff you collect contraband implies this could be special hot items that may need to be offloaded. Perhaps if the police catch you with this stuff in your inventory, it'll be confiscated, kind of like how smuggling works in Starfield, or, you know, a good game.
Stop. Okay, he's saved by saying a good game. Starfield is not the okay, listen. If GTA 6 is even close to Starfield, I think the world is gonna burn, okay?
That has smuggling. Sorry, you think Starfield isn't gonna catch strays if I'm reminded of it? It is. Anyway, this reveal definitely plays up with the long-standing rumors that GTA 6 will be a game with some major robbery mechanics to play up the Bonnie and Clyde aspect of the story.
We already expected this, obviously, from the multiple scenes of them robbing liquor stores.
Robberies and stealing were part of the early leaks, and the reveal of gang compounds and contraband seems to at least partially concern that. And number 15, let's talk about that contraband mechanic a bit. The descriptions of garages mention a place to store your stolen goods before selling it off to a fence. So it sounds like it's all but confirmed there's some kind of contraband mechanic here. Maybe the final game will call it something else, but the concept that you have stolen goods that need to be pawned off to specific people, that makes sense. We know that mechanic from Red Dead 2. Of course, in that game, the fences were mostly for horses and wagons and major stuff like that. In this game, it could be anything from cars down to drugs to illegal goods. How this mechanic will actually work, it's interesting to me. If they go full Chinatown in here with an in-game illegal economy to exploit, that would be interesting. Or if it's just getting rid of hot items that you can get into.
I don't think it's gonna go that deep. There's no way. I mean, a mechanic to get rid of stolen goods? I think that can play into the whole game, honestly, if you have big heists like GTA 5 and whatnot, which I think is probably gonna be an aspect of the game. Okay, because let's be real, there's probably gonna be big heists because very few games make such giant mechanics like GTA 5's big heists and plans and all of that. And then they're like, yeah, we're not going to actually do this in GTA 6. No. Yeah, that rarely happens, if honestly ever. So that's going to probably work. And it would be interesting that you need to pawn it off or in some way or do something like that. But it's probably not going to be a super in-depth thing. It's probably just going to be a vendor you have to go to time to time.
trouble for being caught holding? I'm interested to find out. At number 14, there's an Ultimate Edition exclusive mission to collect classic cars. This is kind of part of why some people are calling the Ultimate Edition the Standard Edition and the Standard Edition the Light Edition because of these paywalled, I guess for lack of a better word, missions and content. This one is about collecting a variety of vehicles around the state. It's not just a store
Vice City, baby.
or a
I think that's the most popular one, right?
gimmick. It's a major side quest in which you would expect to normally have this just built in. It also sounds like a lot of unique or concept vehicles will be locked behind this
Wait.
mission.
Did that say, by the way, the Pegasus? Pegasi. Oh, wait. Isn't this exactly, by the way, the name of the place in Vice City?
Concept vehicles will be locked behind this mission, which could be interesting, but it does kind of stink that you pay $100 and that's how you play it. At number 13, guns have customizable patterns for some reason. It's one of those features that has us scratching our heads a bit. Apparently, you can add patterns to guns like it's Call of Duty or something. One of the pre-order bonus is a special pawn.
The obvious 50% of gamers, which are women, chud. Okay, remember, women are 50% of the gamer player base. Now, I don't know how all of us are struggling to find gamer girlfriends, but 50% of all gamers are women. That's the official statistics and narrative, and we're sticking to it, okay? So this is more for the girlies, okay? It is what it is.
Palm tree pattern for your weapons. It looks pretty goofy. I don't know why people get excited about bedazzling your weapons. I think it always looks garish and silly, but it's a feature we found. Honestly, as far as these things go, it's harmless, but one additional way the game can sell you crap. But for people who like it, it's an option. And for those who don't, I imagine it's pretty easy to ignore. I'll let you know if that's the case.
True.
And number 12, there will be a fishing mechanic. There was at least one screenshot released previously that prominently showed Jason
Every game needs a fishing mechanic at this point. It is literally unavoidable.
casting a rod on a boat.
No matter how bad or good the game, it needs a fishing mechanic.
But that could have just been a cutscene, I don't know. With the Ultimate Edition reveal, we now know for sure that there will be fishing in the game, and the description for the Shih Tzu Squatto mentions that it's perfect for casting in Gambit Bay and reeling in all catches of all sorts. So unless the product writer went on a real flight of fancy here, I'm guessing it's safe to say fishing is a thing you can do in the game. It would be crazy to not have a fishing minigame in your Florida simulator.
Listen, we're probably gonna have an alligator capture mini game also.
And there has been fishing in trailers. Hopefully it'll be a fun, chill, and rewarding activity. Fishing in Red Dead 2 fit in perfectly because the game had a more languid pace. So maybe the fishing in this game is a little more faster, more intense is possible. I kind of hope it's just a lot like the Red Dead fishing, if I'm completely honest. And number 11 is underwater diving. It's probably easier to miss this one. But if you look at one of the screenshots for the Shih Tzu Squallow, you can't see there's a scuba tank and a wetsuit on there, which strongly implies to me that the game will let you dive underwater and explore the undersea reefs. I mean, the keys are in this game. There's at least one older screenshot that's underwater as well. So taken together, I think it's safe to say you'll be able to go under the sea in GTA 6. The last game had it, San Andreas had it, but it looks like GTA will have it too. Maybe a little more advanced this time around, though. And number 10, there's probably some kind of dedicated hunting mechanic. Rockstar really fell in love with hunting for RDR2, and I fully expect them to go all in with it in GTA 6 as well. I mean, look at some of these screenshots, especially ones set at the Mount Calaga National Park. You can't tell me there won't be some kind of dedicated hunting minigame there. Nothing's been outright confirmed, but look at this place. The amount of wildlife in these screenshots, it's got to be there for a reason, right? What you actually get from hunting isn't entirely clear. Don't know if you can skin animals and sell their hides and cook their meat like in Red Dead. That seems like a weird thing to do in Florida, although not unheard of. I don't really see why you'd need to do it, but hey, maybe it's an option.
Wait a minute. I just had an epiphany. What if gaining money is actually super hard in this game? So they can sell shortcuts to you better. Because shortcuts is just money at the end of the day. That's all it is. It's in-game macaroonies. Okay? So, what if Rockstar has found this genius link between shortcuts and pay to win and money in the game, okay? The less money you have, keep with me. This is some serious business. Less money you have, the more likely you are to buy a shotgun. How about that? That would be insane. And I think that's actually very, very likely.
Maybe there's a cooking mechanic. You can fry up fish or warm up some venison on the stove. Maybe you can make venison jerky and sell it. A lot of people doing that. I know Florida's a weird place. I am more inclined to think that hunting just gets you some trophies, though, like in GTA 5. Depends on how far they decide to go with it, though. And number 9, along with fishing, we're probably getting mini golf and pool as well. Expecting there to be some side activities, of course. They haven't shown us a lot, but at least 2 are all but confirmed. Mini golf and pool, both shown prominently in the screenshots for Jason's buddy Cal Hampton. Apparently, the guy works at a gator-themed place that seems to have a mini golf course. There's also a pool, which makes sense. It's common enough as a mini game. They don't explicitly show anyone playing either game, but come on, why would you put these things in there and not let you play them? There's no way they're going to pull a GTA 4 again and tease mini golf and never deliver. The existence of mini golf also leads me to wonder if actual golf will be playable as well. It's possible. It's appeared in previous games, but maybe the country club lifestyle isn't Jason's thing. I guess we'll see. There's some crazy golf courses in Florida, though. And number 8, there will be helicopters and aerial vehicles. So the release of GTA 6, it's so garbage.
It seems like we're actually running out of interesting things to mention. Because golfing, yeah, we kind of expected that. Again, everything that's in the previous game is kind of expected to be in the new game. So now it's helicopters. Yep, we know.
And number 7, it's possible there will be different years and models of different vehicles. It's more of a stretch, but if you look at the many
Okay, we also have that in the previous games. Yep, that does make sense.
And number 6, there may be a social media component. The rest of this stuff needs.
Wasn't there a social media component in GTA 5? Didn't you? I never because I never used the internet in GTA 5, but there is an inside internet. Again, there's literally the Facebook equivalent, the Vine book or whatever it was called. Remember that one?
To be taken with a grain of salt because they're coming from a supposed leak. But in this case, the product description for GTA 6 on Amazon Brazil, it's less of a leak and more of a information that's published that hasn't appeared anywhere else. Maybe something to do with some creative writing, but
imagine you can make your own influencer account in GTA 6. God, that would be something.
And number 5, you may be able to uncover secret missions through the social network. It's vaguely implied from said Amazon Brazil product description that you may discover world events through social media, but that's not all. The same source explicitly says you discover secret side missions through in-game's social network, whatever that may be.
Yeah, there's gonna probably be a way to discover special activities. Again, GTA 5 had that.
I'm wondering if this is how the game incorporates strangers and freaks missions, or perhaps it's another avenue for just finding missions. I don't know. Maybe there's some in-game equivalent to Thumbtack or Uber or something. DoorDash. Those could potentially echo the older mini-games like the Taxi. I mean, all of them would make some degree of sense. It'd be possibly a more natural way to get involved with these characters rather than the standard GTA route of just sort of finding them on the street and walking back and sitting at their table that they've got an umbrella and talk about their mom and stuff. I don't know, some of the Grand Theft Auto. And number 4, there will be unprecedented dynamic weather, apparently. Another Amazon Brazil leak. But this one...
Oh, that's actually cool. How would they expect it in the modern day game to have a dynamic weather cycle and, day and night cycle and things like that, obviously? So this should be a thing. I haven't actually thought about it or heard anyone talk about it, but again, it does check out, right?
And number 3, you might be able to switch between Jason and Lucia in real time. This one is still from the Brazil, which suggests you can alternate control between Jason and Lucia in real time.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. Being stuck in a mission with one character, if you have especially different loadouts, would be insane.
And number 2, NPCs could have their own routines. NPC AI has always been one of the crown jewels of the GTA series. No other open world does it quite like them. Maybe Bethesda, but I don't know. It seems like they're...
No. No.
They're way past their heyday on that. The last reveal on the Amazon Brazil page suggests that NPC AI is more realistic than ever, and that NPCs have their own routines, so they're not just procedurally wandering around the world.
This kinda is expected, but it's GTA. You're never gonna actually pay attention enough to an NPC to know that they're doing that. I don't think that's something that matters, but if you have as many walkable in places as it was initially advertised, maybe you need that. I don't think this is going to be a huge loss if NPCs don't have routines. It would be nice if they did, obviously.
Amazing NPCs, and we could just see the next level of that here. And finally, at number one, the game we are getting at launch is single player. With the reveal of the
Yeah, we talked about this. The fact that this is the scummiest thing about GTA 6, honestly. The fact that you need to buy online separately. Oh boy. But that does give us one 100% accurate thing, and that is the fact that we will be having a GTA 6 single player campaign expansion. And probably multiple ones. Let's be real. It's free money at this point for them. So, it is what it is. It's gonna be great, okay? Trust in the system, boys. Anyway, that was Game Ranks. 10 out of 10. Bye!